Well, the Queen's death has been marked in Britain's House of Commons. Politicians, including newly appointed Prime Minister Liz Truss and former leaders Boris Johnson and Theresa May, all spoke, sharing personal anecdotes. Ms Truss recently became the 15th UK Prime Minister of the Queen's reign and says the world had lost one of its greatest ever leaders.
Queen Elizabeth II, a constitutional constant who saw 14 Prime Ministers come and go. From Churchill to Cameron, Macmillan to May, Thatcher to Truss, anointing her 15th PM just 2 days before she died. Devotion to duty to the very end. A procession into Parliament to lead hours of tributes. MPs gathered to mark the passing of a monarch mourned by millions, deeply missed in this place, the mother of all parliaments. The new Prime Minister leading the tributes.
Mr. Speaker, I have personally greatly valued her wise advice. It was just 3 days ago at Balmoral that she invited me to form a government and become her 15th Prime Minister. Again, she generously shared with me her deep experience of government, even in those last days.
MPs sharing personal and professional accounts of a Queen who touched not just their lives, but the life of nations around the world.
Queen Elizabeth created a special personal relationship with us all. That relationship was built on the attributes that defined her reign. Her total commitment to service and duty, her deep devotion to the country, the Commonwealth, and the people she loved.
This former Prime Minister pained.
She helped to comfort and guide us, as well as the nation, because she had the patience and the sense of history to see that troubles come and go and that disasters are seldom as bad as they seem. And it was that indomitability, that humour, that work ethic and that sense of history which together made her Elizabeth the Great.
A sentiment shared by another former Prime Minister who knew the Queen so well.
I am sometimes asked, among all the world leaders I met, who was the most impressive? And I have no hesitation in saying that from all the heads of state and government, the most impressive person I met was Her late Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II.
Admiration and fond remembrance, it was all mixed in with deep grief. Former Foreign Secretary Margaret Beckett, one of the few MPs to remember the Queen's coronation, nearly overwhelmed.
She was a remarkable person, a remarkable monarch, and we are the poorer for her going.
This Prime Minister spent 10 years by her side and led the nation through the loss of Princess Diana. If Princess Diana, as you described, was the people's princess, what was Queen Elizabeth?
Queen Elizabeth was our monarch, but she was in a sense our matriarch, the mother of our nation. I mean, she represented that to people.
Her first Prime Minister born a century before her last, the most remarkable reign for the most remarkable of monarchs. Her wise counsel will be deeply missed.